Hey, welcome back. Hope everybody is having a great Thursday, and thank you so much for joining me talking all things Masters of the Universe. Today on the channel, guys, we're going to be reviewing and fully unboxing the final wave of figures here of the Turtles Grayskull line, and that first one, we'll be looking at Michelangelo. All right, we'll take a look at the figure in the packaging very quickly. All right, the artwork he comes with. We'll do a full unboxing of Mikey here, and we'll compare this version of Mikey to his Wave 3 version, all right, to take a look at the differences in styles and face and stuff like that, and weapons, of course. All right, of course, we'll look at the comic as well, all right, and have some fun. Now, if you are new to my channel or first time watching, I hope you will subscribe afterwards. Hope you'll hit that like button, and thank you for doing that. Hit that notification bell when I upload new videos, and please share this video. Who has a passion and a love for collecting all things Masters of the Universe. Without further ado, let's take a look at Michelangelo here. All right. Of course, this is probably, and I feel like, it's safe to say that this is probably the final wave of the Turtles Grayskull line, getting ready for the Thundercats line. So 6 full waves plus a variety of deluxe figures on the set. All right. And of course, a Build-A-Figure as well. All right. All right, so once again, you have the Turtles of Grayskull logo here. You got the snakes right there, wrapping around and above and coming down right there. With the ooze or venom right there. Right there. And you got that very cool, cobra, look right here, or beautiful artwork. And when I look at this cobra here, remember a couple days ago we talked about the sketchbook series, possible figures that might be part of the sketchbook series. And one of those figures, of course, was Cobra Khan. And when I look at this Cobra here, I think about that. I think this is, Cobra Khan, right here. So I'm looking forward to, looking at, getting, hopefully, if that's for real, getting that Cobra Khan in that sketchbook series, because, this artwork looks beautiful, and I cannot wait to see this in hand, in the figure form in Cobra Khan, right there. Of course, you got the, the purple rocks blasting around the Cobra here. Michelangelo, the powerful party dude. Right, there he is. Right there, looking good. Got the Master Universe logo. Got the Ninja Turtles logo. Right there, you have the snake scale bubble. From the that we saw first with the Rise of the Snake Men and Origins. So they brought it over, to the Turtles of Grayskull line. All right, looking good. All right, and of course, like I said, we will compare this version of Mikey to his first variant. All right. Back around here. Back. All right. There he is right there. Kicking some butt right there. You got King Hiss right there. You got a bunch of foot soldiers right there. Of course, you have Super Shredder. All right. Of course, the Cross-Cell, and we did unbox and reviewed Clam Champ, and I do have Ninjor and Leonardo with me, all right, and we'll be doing unboxing with those guys for the next couple of days. So on Friday, we'll be unboxing Ninjor, all right, and then on Saturday, we'll be unboxing Leonardo, all right, Reptile Roars right there. So it says Michelangelo's nunchucks has been infused with the power of Grayskull. All right, secret powers to take him down the Snake Men line. All right. All right. So go ahead and be right back, guys. So give me 1 second, everybody. I'm going to get him unboxed, and I'll be right back. All right, hang on. All right, first thing first, guys. I love this. I like to show this diagram here. It shows you all the removable parts safely from the figure here. Even his nunchucks. All right, can be fitted into one. So you can have 2 separate ones or 1 giant one, if you wish, all right, to have him hold right there. Now it's interesting, the diagram here. As you can see the diagram here, one thing they left out, which is not a big deal, but they totally forgot to add, the snake armored, armor here. It's just underneath that. It's not, like I said, it's not a big deal, but very interesting, all right? I thought, I just noticed that. All right? And, of course, the comic. So here's the comic. Once again, the blood of the dragon right there. A mutated variant of Ninjor here. It's, it's kind of a shame we didn't get Slamurai, in this line. or even like was it the last rodent the last rodent, right? If I know I'm butchering that name, guys, and I do apologize. But you know who I'm talking about. I think they should have done an Origins figure with him as well. I think that'd been really cool. And Slamurai. But right here, beautiful artwork here. We saw right here. Of course, I believe that this is the final comic book right here. In this line. Wow. That's a great shot right there. That's a really good shot right there. Beautiful. Beautiful artwork as always. Of course, the cross-sell. All right. All right. So first things first, I'm going to bring out my first variant of old Mikey here from Wave 3 here. A very, a little silly to me, but, it's fun. I like the battle armor tone that it had. But the one thing I wish, that, even though it has that battle armor look to him, I really wish they would allow us some plates that you could remove and show damage. I think that would have been a nice touch for the figure. And of course, the wig here. I mean, it's kind of silly, kind of paying tribute to his hero of He-Man with this over the top wig here. All right, the look looks he's very happy, very joyful, playful, like Mikey is. All right, Numps is cool. All right. And here is his newer variant right here. There he is. A much more serious tone to him right now. He looks, right about to kick some butt here. Of course, you have that snake armored Skeletor themed armor here, or even that Necroconda version right here, somewhat. All right, you got the Cobra, you got the fangs right there. You have the scales. All right, got these very cool energy blast here, beam or whatever, like the power of Grayskull going infused, in his nunchucks here. Okay. Now they're very cool. Now I do like them. The one thing I will say that I'm not a fan of, I think they're a little bit too big. I think they should have, did something a little bit smaller. Show you guys. Okay. Take one out of his hand here. So they're very flexible, very flimsy, plastic here. So you can bend, all right, in hand, all right. All right, so we've got great detail right here. And then with the other hand, all right, you can connect them. You can put them together, I hope. Hang on. Yeah. So, oops. So you can, put one hand right here. They snap in, and so you have a much larger, if you want to, okay? Which is cool. I like it. I like but I think it's too much, okay? So it's going to take up a lot of, real estate. If you're trying to, however you wish to display your loose collection, with your turtles and with your He-Man figures, okay? This takes up a lot of room, okay? But the one thing I will say, which is nice, is that with both in hand, okay, it's not like too heavy. He's not gonna like fall down, okay. Like I said, a very, very flexible, very lightweight material. All right, so it's not top heavy, so he's not gonna keep falling forward here. All right, but the one thing I will say, I'm trying to connect him here. Hopefully this works. All right, so you have it. There you go. So there's this big giant, energy beam right here of nunchucks right here, which is cool. But you see, it takes up a lot of space here. But it's cool for what it is. All right, I like it. I do like it. But for me personally, I'm going to probably separate them because I think this is a little bit too over the top for me, in my collection. So I'm going to be very careful here. I hope. There we go. So yeah, I think I'm going to display him like this. It's cool. All right. I'll go ahead and turn my turntable on here. All right. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings, about Mikey here. You can see a different, look to the face, a more, The expression is much more intense. As you can see also from the back of them, you can see from this first variant, the long sash right there, to compare it to his new version right here, which is much smaller. All right. All right, they captured the tone perfectly. You know, the skin tone looks great from both variants. Also, this version right here, the bracelets right here, his bracelets, is a part of him in this version here. This version, if you remove the hands, these will pop off. Okay. Another thing is that the armor underneath the snake armor is a part of him, and it will not be able to remove that armor here. Okay. And I'm kind of curious about both of them. But it looks good. All right, you got these also can be removed as well. All right, you can see more detail on the bottom of the feet right here with the orange and brown. It looks good. Makes it stand out more. You got the samurai, belt here with the legs here looking good. All right, both versions look really good right here. And I really love this version of Mikey here. This version of Mikey is great. I really wish, I said earlier, I really wish they would have, given us some damage plates, for us to switch out, show some damage. Man, it's still good. I like it, but it's too silly. It's a little bit too silly for me. This one here it's much more serious. All right, looking good. So like I said, the energy these energy blast or the power of Grayskull nunchucks are cool for what it is, but I think they should have toned it down somewhat, a little bit smaller. Like I said, it takes up a lot of real estate, in your collection. All right. So once again, guys, let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings about Mikey. You're going to be picking him up at all. This is probably the final wave of the Turtles Grayskull line. The shell can be removed as well. You can pop the shell off too from like the other turtles if you wish. All right. So very cool, very cool. And of course, the one beautiful thing about Origins, of course, it's plug and play. So if you prefer this look to Mikey, right here, this look right here, I mean the body and everything, but you don't really care for the head sculpt, you could switch it out. You can swap it out now with this version head sculpt. Oops, didn't mean to do that. That's okay. All right, there. All right. There you go. So you want to have a much more serious tone right there. With that version of Mikey, you can do that. You always can put this head sculpt on this one here. Plugs in perfectly, beautifully. All right, that's the beauty of Origins. Like I said, it's about customization. Very cool. Go ahead. It's back on there. These can be removed as well. See, this can come off if you wish. Just right there. Go ahead and pop the. I hope I can. Oops, right there. Let's see here. That. So, like that. So this can be right here. So you take this sash right here, if you wish. Plug it into this figure here. Right there. There you go. Perfect. Really cool. And the beauty of it is, as we know, we can take everything apart and put it back together, and with no problem. Right there. All right. That. that. And we are back to normal. Look at that. Perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. Very cool. Oops. Sorry, guys. I bumped my camera. Alright, guys. I'd like to take time now, of course, to thank my subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Alright, looking at Mikey here. Alright. Final wave of this line here. Okay. Of course, one thing I will point out is that on March 24th, alright, please mark your calendars, because Mattel Creations is putting out a new pre-order of Voltrex from the Origins line, part of the Princess of Power line. I've never heard of him before. I don't remember him in the Princess of Power. So he's going to be available for pre-order, okay, on the 24th. Now, the one setback, as if you're not aware or are aware, is that in order to get this figure, all right, you have to be a Club Grayskull member, all right, to be able to purchase him. It's $10 for 1 full year. It gives you grants of exclusive figures from the Origins line, Masters line as well, probably. So that's the one setback. You have to be a member to get this figure in your collection. All right. Now, I do not know if they're ever going to change that policy and allow non-members to, pick these figures up, like Hero and now Voltrex and many more to come. I do not know that, everybody. I do hope they find a way, to, I don't know, guys. But I do hope, like I said, I do hope that they will, give everybody a chance to, add these figures to your collection, to their collection. I don't know. So we just gotta wait and see, basically. All right. Now, of course, don't forget that notification bell when I upload new videos. And tomorrow we'll be unboxing Ninjor on the channel. All right, and we'll compare this version of Ninjor, his mutated version, to his normal variant that we have in Origins. All right, have some fun. All right. So I hope everybody has a great Thursday, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Take care, and have a good one, everybody.